Trinity Fatu, otherwise known as Naomi, has made her debut in Impact Wrestling. She appeared at Impact Wrestling's latest Slugfest tapings. I'm not sure if these are live events or if we're going to see this on Impact TV coming up in the next couple of weeks. But Naomi was there. Naomi appeared, she came out, she spoke to the crowd. Deonna Purrazzo confronted her. Jordynne Grace came out and said that she is the #1 contender and that Naomi needs to know this. So let's talk about it. I mean, Naomi's got a match coming up tomorrow against Kaylin King, or today when you see this, against Kaylin King, which is, or yesterday, depending on when this goes out, which is interesting because she's already having a match and I like it. I like it. Trinity Fatu in Impact Wrestling. Nobody would have thought that when it happened. People were saying she's going to go back to WWE, she's going to follow Mercedes Moné, but no. She's doing her own thing. She's riding her own wave, which I like. She's got a big name behind her. She's got the Fatu name behind her. She's a former WWE champion. 2-time, I think. SmackDown Women's Champion specifically. She's a good wrestler. I'm happy to see her in Impact Wrestling. She's probably in one of the best, if not the best, women's division in wrestling. Other than Stardom, you know, other than the women's promotions. I mean, Impact Wrestling, think of the matches we could see. We could see Trinity Fatu against Jordynne Grace. We could see Trinity Fatu against Deonna Purrazzo. We could see Trinity Fatu against the likes of Mickie James in the future. We could see her against Killer Kelly. We could see her. There's so many matches we could see Trinity Fatu in, and I'm down for all of them. Every single one of them. It's going to be interesting to see how far they push her, because I'm expecting possibly a triple threat match at Bound for Glory between her, Jordynne Grace, and Deonna Purrazzo. And she could end up taking the win there, which would be surprising. And I'm not always a fan when companies, smaller companies, bring in talents from bigger companies and make them the champion straight away, because I feel it devalues your wrestlers that you've had on your roster for years. But it's Trinity Fatu. She's got the steam behind her from leaving WWE. I mean, we've seen what that's done with Mercedes Moné, who, yes, was a bigger name, but still, she's got the backing of Mercedes Moné, which is more than enough. I mean, Mercedes Moné was in attendance last night. So while the draft was happening, Naomi wasn't there. Trinity Fatu wasn't there. No, she was out doing her own thing for Impact Wrestling. And Impact Wrestling is so underrated before anybody says she has dropped down or anything like that. Impact Wrestling is arguably some of the best TV, wrestling TV in the week. The champions they've had in the past, I mean, Mickie James was champion. She was an excellent champion. Deonna Purrazzo will be an excellent champion. Steve Macklin probably will be an excellent champion. Josh Alexander was an excellent champion. They don't just put people as champions for the sake of it. Jordynne Grace was an excellent champion when she held it. So if they give that title to her, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be interesting to see how long she's actually signed for. When that information eventually comes out, I will be surprised if it's longer than a year contract. I will be surprised, because I do think in the back of her mind, she is thinking about WWE. She is thinking about where her husband is, where her family is. She is thinking about that. But also in saying that, she has a lot of free time. She does tapings once every however often with Impact, like she's doing now. And then she has free time with her family. So that is probably a big factor for Naomi. Obviously, Mercedes Moné doesn't have a family, or doesn't have kids necessarily. She has a family. So she can go out to Japan. She can go out to wherever she needs to be, stay there for a month, do her work, no problems. So I think it's a good decision for Naomi from my point of view. What does my point of view matter? What does my opinion matter? But I think it's a good opportunity for her and a good place to really cement her name. Another thing I want to talk about. I am glad she did not go to AEW. The reason I'm glad is because I don't think AEW would have seen the potential in her. And I do think Impact Wrestling is getting their value for money in comparison to what AEW would have been getting. She would have been another wrestler on that card. In Impact, she's now a main eventer for that card. So it's all, she went to the right place for her. She went to the right place. I've already seen people hating on her. I've seen people saying she needs to grow up, which I think is ridiculous in my opinion. I've seen people laughing at her, which is ridiculous in my opinion, because I would watch that women's roster over the current WWE's women's roster any day. The only exception is Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch in WWE for me right now. Everyone else, just meh. Just meh. But this roster has some stories. They actually give the woman time. They give them main event slots. So it's perfect for Trinity Fatu. Perfect, perfect, perfect for her. Anyways, guys, just a short video discussing it. I mean, there's not much else to discuss it. We can't actually see this event, so there's not much to discuss right now, but it's big news. It's breaking news at the end of the day. So anyways, guys, take care and peace.